I think that immersive content formats and immersive worlds will definitely be the future of telepresence, teleworking, telecooperation, telecontrol, etc. But there are still many problems ahead of us in making these technologies and applications ready for productive use on a daily basis. These are both fundamental or conceptual problems and performance and quality problems. Fundamental problems, for example, are which representation should we use for 3D immersive content in the future, point cloud, avatar, something else. Performance and quality problems are probably which quality levels are required to really immerse the users into the immersive worlds. How do we handle all this enormous amount of data, for example? To give you one example of an estimate of the problems that are ahead of us, Phil Chu, one of the most prominent researchers and a former leading scientist at Microsoft Research, at the 2018 ACM Multimedia Systems Conference said, the state of the art in the field is roughly where 2D digital video was 30 years ago. That means basically nowadays in 2024, we are still 20 years away from daily natural use of immersive content, like we use 2D digital videos today. This might be a conservative estimate, but I think it speaks to the complexity, the challenges ahead of us, and it speaks to the relevance of the Spirit project. I think a second aspect on this is that these challenges are addressed worldwide for intense research, development, innovation projects, both by companies and in academia. And I think it's important that Europe must be active here. It's important that Europe does not fall back here or does not fall back further in this area, in particular as compared to the IT giants of USA or China. These companies and academic research groups develop exciting products like Apple Vision Pro. They run interesting experiments and applications, have prototypes and have projects, for example, the Google project Starline. And I think it's exactly this area where Europe can still compete or should strive to compete in, to develop innovative applications, experiments, and services. This is exactly the space where the Spirit project is active in and contributes to. Initially, by developing technologies, use cases, platforms, and test beds in the core consortium, and subsequently by opening these technologies up for third parties, for open call participants in projects, so that they can experiment with the technologies, can advance them, and can come along to demonstrate their own innovative services and applications. As indicated earlier, the use cases are one element of what the core Spirit consortium brought into the project, integrated into the test beds, develops further and makes available for open call projects and participants. Those can regard the use cases as examples or even templates for what they are planning, developing and demonstrating further in their own experiments and their own developments. They can build upon these use cases and provide even more advanced and hopefully provide even more advanced applications and services. By the consortium's research, development and innovation efforts, I think these use cases are evolving step by step in a quite natural way. Examples are, for example, from one-on-one communication to several to one communication, from a given avatar captured by motion capturing and seeing a human there, to more flexible, generated by machine learning models one, or by a single site communication to multi-site connections, for example. And also these evolutions that we do in the core consortium can be seen as examples by the third parties, by the open project, as how to evolve their services, how to enrich the spirit, technology, and the infrastructure. And there are side topics to these use cases, for example, security technology and guidelines, or quality of experience evaluation of point cloud content or holograms. These side topics really complement the use cases proper, help inform their development, as well may be useful for open call participants and projects. Personally, I find this open call scheme or cascade funding in European Commission terminology exciting and promising. As a rather small consortium, we are just 8 partners in the Spirit Consortium. We can just do so much in the immersive field. As I said earlier, the problems are really big and challenging. So by changing our role and acting as a kind of funding agency, that is, we call for and fund additional projects, I think we can really multiply our impact in the field of immersive technology. I must be a little bit cautious here as a scientist. Evidence for this multiplication effect, I think, is still outstanding, because the first wave of open call projects is still going on. But I was highly surprised, and positively surprised so, by the strong interest in and the strong response to our first open calls. We had more than 60 proposals, most of them proposing really compelling experiments and interesting innovations. Selecting the winners, 11 of them, was quite some work, but it's now really exciting to see the projects progress, see the cooperation with us in this core consortium. It's interesting to advise them, and it's interesting to see the mix of academic projects and of ambitious companies in the field. And I think the second open call seems to become well accepted as well. Thus, I think overall I'm pretty confident that the results to be delivered by the open call projects will substantially broaden or even go beyond, and hopefully go beyond, what our Spirit Core Consortium can achieve on its own. I'm really looking forward to the prototypes, demonstrations, services that these open call projects and participants will deliver eventually.